So what's been your favourite gig then so far you've played? Because you said you haven't played many. Like, what's been the one that's kind of stood out for, like, whether it be for like a good time or whether it be for like a specific gig that like will be ingrained in you? Which one would you say is your favourite?
For me, the gig we did at Leeds. The gig we did at Leeds because
the aftermath was so funny.
I had a fight with old guitarist before we even did a gig. And then we ended up getting there right early, and we got a minibus full of people all from Chesterfield who wanted to go. And they all turned up about 4 hours early for the gig. So they were all absolutely paralytic by the time the gig actually went on. And then on his last song, fucking some people out of the crowd ended up on stage and everything. My brother jumped up on stage, started playing tambourine and that. Some of fucking Connor's mates jumped up and started smashing drums about and stuff. It was just stupid, you know what I mean?
It was a bit like mayhem, weren't it?
Yeah.
And then all that malarkey with bus afterwards, and then other people were just getting all busy, weren't they?
Oh, mate. Yeah.
No, go on then. You can't just say the old malarkey on the old bus. Come on, what happened?
I don't even remember what happened on bus. I weren't even on the bus.
I remember what happened. The bus driver,
know what happened on that bus.
The bus driver weren't happy because everyone was fucking hammered. And they were all trying to take food on bus and all that, and he weren't happy about it. And, you know, throwing up on bus and all that shit, you know what I mean? So he was not happy. You know, I think he were expecting...
Social one actually left that bus. Not his mate, that Ash, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
But he was fighting with someone, weren't he? And I'm sure him and his missus were on that bus. Something happened.
They got off.
That what happened? They come off.
Because
he ran about walking home from Leeds to Chelsea, which is like 6 hours.
Yeah, him and his missus were falling out. Ash got off at bus, and then bus drove off. And then Ash was like, well, now I'm stuck in Leeds. So he ended up jumping in car with us.
Coming back with us. We basically shoved him in footwell it back.
Allegedly.
Took him home.
Allegedly, yeah.
I told you not to incriminate yourselves. I didn't.
I told you it was going to be difficult. That's like the first story we've actually like touched on.
And it's already gone.
It's all alleged anyway. So just say like we were talking about earlier. There was a podcast we watched earlier, and it was someone said the person who was being interviewed said that he only says like 25% of his stuff is a lie. Everything else is truth. 25% of it's a lie. You've just got to work out as a listener to figure out which is the lie and which end. It's probably all fucking true, but that keeps you back up, doesn't it? I mean, something to fall back on. That does. So go on then, Duncan. What's been your favourite gig then that you've played so far?
Favourite gig? I think Manchester were good. The Bread Shed. Jack, you remember? I can't remember now because your brother come to that one and all, didn't he? And me and him got on it afterwards. And with that Ryan lad and all come out from nowhere. Where did he come from?
He travelled up from Stoke on his own, didn't he? Bless him.
Yeah, some lad come up from Stoke on his own to come and watch us. And all his mates had bailed out or something had happened. And he come up on his own. And so we took him with, didn't we, afterwards, and just went round Manchester and just got a bit mad with it. I thought that was quality. Because this is the thing with doing a good gig. You play the show, which is always great. It's always what happens before and afterwards that makes the entire, ordeal memorable. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you kind of zone out when you're playing music. I find anyway. So I don't really remember what happens on stage half the time. It's more afterwards.
Yeah, I agree. It's not the actual gig at this stage. Playing in front of a couple hundred people and stuff like that. They're all pretty similar.
Yeah, it's a similar feeling. Isn't it?
The antics around the gig that make it.
Yeah. Well, we might have to adapt the question then. Let's fuck the gigs. What's some of the best nights out you've had after a gig or even just in general?
Leadmill were mad.
Yeah, not out in Sheffield after.
No, we didn't really go out supping after. We were supping in green room and that, in dressing room sort of thing.
Oh yeah, there was like all this scaffolding outside, weren't they?
Yeah,
and, people were just clambering out windows onto the scaffolding. Yeah, getting up to like narcotics and drinks and stuff.
Yeah,
tables were nearly like destroyed.
I've got a video.
Didn't someone nick someone's beer that night? Sorry, I just spoke over here. But someone nicked someone's beer that night, another band, and he come up giving it a fuss, didn't it? And then
we nicked to create a red stripe, didn't we?
Is that what it was?
Yeah, allegedly.
Yeah,
Allegedly.
no.
Rumour had it.
Allegedly, it ended up in our room anyway.
Yeah.
And he come up giving it a fuss, didn't he? It didn't stay very long.
Does that happen a lot then? Like, because if you are like, as you say, like getting on it after the gig, is like the support bands, do they generally come in and do that with you, or is it something where it stays quite separate, or does it just depend?
You know, we've had a right mixed batch where some support bands or just other bands that we've been on the bill with have been sound as fuck, and then some of them you can just tell, like, just from looking at them, that they're going to be complete knobheads. And I think a lot of it depends on our mood as well. If we turn up being a bit pally thinking, yeah, these sound all right, we'll have a chat with these after, then it goes all right. But obviously, if you've got a bit of beef or, you know, you don't like them, it's hard to be nice to them, and so when you end up bumping into each other in stairs and stuff, you know what I mean, there's always you know, things going on, isn't there? Trying to think of who we might have liked.
Not many
list.
Yeah, just trying to think of that.
Diva, I always fucking mention him. Whenever people ask me about new bands that I listen to and that, I always mention him. But we met, I think it was you that spoke to their guitarist with me once upon a time at Cafe Totem, actually, when we played alongside him. But they were very sound. And they fucking, you know, release good music, in my opinion, and that, which is...
Who's that?
You know, they're called Fever. They're another band that played with this Fever.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Yeah, their lead singer was sound and all.
Yeah, they're sound, and they fucking release good music and all, so it's like winner. You usually find out that half of them are releasing shite music and they're stuck up their own arse.
There's a question that I like asking a lot of bands because everyone's so fucking different. Pre-game to a gig, do you lot have rituals? Do you have requests like riders or whatever? Like, do you have something specific that you like getting sorted before you go into the gig, before you go up on stage?
Don't like throwing a water bottle at my chest for some reason.
That happened once. He'll never let me live it down. We were playing at Leadmill and we were buzzing for it. I don't know why. We just all got a little bit irate before. And we were stood down this little, like, it was actually like another entrance into the building, weren't it? There were like a side door to the building, and you come through there and it just led you like alongside the stage. So that is where the bands would obviously enter from. And Jack were down there looking, you know, focused, as I mentioned earlier. I launched a bottle of water at him. Like the cap of it hit him in chest. And he said he was proper fucked on stage for about 10 minutes after it happened.
Mate, it was like all full blown having a fucking panic attack on stage. You'd like, I think he fucking broke the sternum or something. Yeah. But other than that, mate, in all honesty, no, not really. We get a crate of beer, we get some waters, and, you know, it's about it. We've only done like fucking 15 gigs or something. We've not had time to be divas yet.
Not had time.
We get what we're given.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that is it. We just get what we're given. Take it on chin.
Yeah,
I like orange M&Ms or something. That's one of them, innit? What they do.
Yeah, you should.
Only the orange ones.
Pick something weird or like fucking oranges with no peel. Like, make sure there's already peeled oranges in the room.
We had, was it Saab that told a story about a band having, like, requested an entire room for grapes and hummus, and that's all they want in that room.
Yeah, they wanted like grapes and hummus. Yeah, and the story is they had this, like, the band that they were playing, they never told us who it was, but they were supporting like a fairly decent sized band, and they had one of the rooms, one of the dressing rooms was just for grapes and hummus, but they got told it was their dressing room. So they to get in, like start getting ready and whatever. And the band come in, they're like, oh, sorry, you're not meant to be in here. And they're like, oh, why? I'm like, this is for our grapes and hummus. And we were like, okay. What the fuck? Oh. So they ended up in this like PE dressing room sort of shithole, like almost like up in the rafters, out the fucking way, surrounded by like fucking mops and shit. Like just because there was someone wanted a room for fucking grapes and hummus.
Oh man,
fucking hell, that's funny to be fair.
Yeah. You've not got that bad yet, boys. You're getting there.
No, I feel like it's too much in here.
You're giving me like food for thought now.
And yeah, you're gonna change. The first gig back, you're gonna be like, "Where's our grapes and hummus room?" Like, come on.
Yeah. No, I feel like that's just being a plain old dickhead, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just doing it. You're being a wanker for wanker's sake at that point, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly.
It's just a waste of a room, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, that's it.
It is. You're just doing it for yourself, isn't it? Like, it's fucking wanky behaviour.
Especially for grapes and hummus. Like, if they were like, oh, we want to fill it with beer and whiskey, like, yeah, like, we need a whiskey room, so do you mind? You'd be like, okay, well, it's
like a
annoying,
cigar
but at least
room.
Yeah.
Mate, a whiskey and cigar room, that's a bit different, isn't it?
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a bit like, okay, actually, I can understand it, but for some grapes and hummus, I mean, it's like, come on.
I'd still class that as my dressing room, though, because I think I'd be there the whole time. Nice glass of whiskey, big
Like,
cigar.
can I stay, innit?
I
Yeah,
thought you meant with grape and hummus.
I was gonna say,
Give or take, you know what I mean?
feeling in the hummus.